What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have to talk about the state of the game, the state of RTA, and maybe I touch a bit on Siege, but I want to talk about RTA mostly because we have been playing RTA the same way for the past months and months and months, and it's really gotten stale. And I want to talk about the things that we want to see change in RTA for RTA to become more fun, more versatile, not stale. And I'll touch on Siege about those things as well. But first of all, the balance patches have not really been good lately, and it's not like we get patches super often. They happen once in 2 months, which means that if a balance patch is shit, you have to wait 2 more months for the next one, and then 2 more months for the next one, and then on and on, right? Last time we got a Laura nerf, we got a Tianlang nerf. Those nerfs were not enough to impact RTA in almost any way, and they haven't really, you know, Tianlang is still Tianlang, a little bit less damage. Laura is still Laura. Just even worse of a nerf than a Tianlang one. When it comes to buffs, nothing really came out of this patch. We got puppeteers, which are now better, but they were still used before this buff, so it's not like they introduced these new units into the meta. They nerfed Zima, which they really just wanted to do so it wouldn't counter Juno, it wouldn't counter turn 2 people. They saw like me making videos, Apsa was playing him, Ziggy was playing him, like they saw us promote Zima as like a super good counter to Juno, Veramos, turn 2 kind of stuff. And they didn't like that, obviously, so they decided to nerf Zima in that sense. And yeah, now he seems like a worse bearing or something, which is really sad to see on a previously pretty usable and cool unit, you know? Other than that, really, like, what did we even get previously as well before this patch? It's just nothing is really changing. Everything is revolving around just more Oliver, bam bam bam, right? Just the classic. And then you also have the turn 2 stuff that everyone's always playing, the Leos, the Ragdolls, the Hey Gang. The Hey Gang is like just ridiculous, right? So them keeping Hey Gang the same is just so stupid. You guys know last season I was first picking Hey Gang just to prove how broken that unit is. And even after first picking Hey Gang for so long, Comto is still like they just did not want to touch Hey Gang. Like so many of us started doing it, and we proved that it's not a counter pick. It's an actual just broken unit that you can first pick, right? Like Tianlang is in a similar position because you can actually just pick him all the time. and that's just how it is, right? Some of these units are kind of supposed to be counter picks, but they're not counter picks. They just counter everything, so of course they're counter picks. But like a counter pick should not be good against literally everything in the game. So it is just ridiculous how they keep some of these units that insane for such a long time. and they don't do anything about it. It's like, just nerf them, make something else good, you know, rotate units. No one wants to see the same things being broken for such a long time. Tianlang is probably the best example because he's been pretty much the same forever. And yeah, it's just, when are they actually going to start making impactful changes? Like, I want Comtois to really just start making actual changes. They can't be so careful about some things, right? And then be so careless about some other things, right? Like when they buffed Laura, that's such a careless buff. You know, maybe some people are gonna say, oh, well, they're being careful when they're balancing, but how can you do one thing one time and be super careless, and then the other time you're being super careful, not trying to touch much? It's like, that's not an excuse. Like, what I'm getting from all this is that Comtois really has no idea what they're doing, right, when it comes to balancing. But they need to take advice from people that know what they're talking about, right? They need to start like listening a bit more and just shake things up, you know? It is very easy to fix things if things are wrong. But if you never do anything and you're never like just, because like they think everything is cool, everything is okay. But that's just not true. You know, so they're trying not to touch anything so they don't fuck up anything. But when something is already fucked up, you have to start making changes and improvements. Aside from the balancing issues, Comtois really needs to start adding changes to game modes in general, like RTA. They cannot keep RTA anymore without pre-ban. They can't. There's so many broken units in the game. They have to just add pre-ban so it's a little bit better. Like, so the mode becomes a little bit better, more playable. Because so many people don't have broken units, right? And so many people have many broken units. You have to allow pre-ban to become a thing, right? And I talked about this before. I feel like they don't want to add pre-ban because it's in a special league mode, right? And they are lazy to add another mode. So they want to keep special league pre-ban mode alive. Right? Because like if they remove special league pre-ban and add it to normal RTA, they would have to make another mode to replace that. And like if that's like the main reasoning why they're not adding pre-ban to RTA, I would be very, very upset, okay? Because that's just pretty embarrassing, honestly. But that feels like the reasoning, because I don't see any other reason why they wouldn't do it. Right? It is there's no negative sides about pre-ban. It's only gonna bring positive, and it's just gonna make RTA healthier. Another thing was name hiding, which I suggested a long time ago. It helps everyone. It's not just for streamers. It just helps everyone, and it makes RTA better in general. You would have to draft based on your opponent's draft, right? We talked about this. Not based on who you're fighting. So it would help the streamers too, a little bit probably, the content creators, but it would help everyone at the end. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to RTA, that's about it. I've just improved the patches a bit. Don't be afraid to make important changes and big changes, because you have to shake up things. Pre-ban is going to help a lot. Name hiding can help a lot. Every competitive game has name hiding. It's a thing. That's just how it is. It's a good thing. If it wasn't, they wouldn't implement it, right? Now, same thing about Siege, right? Siege has been forever three-way, right? And three-way Siege is one of the most boring, stupid, nonsensical things in the game, right? The more you play three-way Siege, the more you understand how stupid and nonsensical that mode is. Because every single siege ends up being two guilds fighting each other and one guild winning for free. That is like one of the most common things that happens in Siege. Like every single siege we do ends up like that. You will almost never see a siege where all three guilds are fighting each other and it's being like a close battle or something. Never. It's like one guild is most likely getting a free win while the other two are fighting. Like, what is the point of that? Who is proving what in that kind of a matchup? Right? I've seen two insane guilds fight each other and the worst guild winning. But we've also seen the best guild winning and the two other guilds fighting each other. So like it's just based on what each guild needs. But it's so stupid. It's always the same scenario, man. It's terrible. So when is Comtos gonna acknowledge that and make Siege 1v1? I know they would have to mess a bit with the rankings and stuff. And who knows what else, but it's still such a good move. Like, they have to start thinking about it. It's already in the Siege tournament. Everyone loves Siege tournament. Everyone, even if you're not in the tournament, most people are really expressing how they love 1v1. Because even if you're not in the tournament, you have these 1v1 fights or 1v1 sieges. And they just seem so much better, because then each guild is proving that it's better than the other guild. If you're not, you lose. It is very simple. It's such a straightforward concept. There's no 2v1s. There's no 1v1. We're fighting 1v1 and the third guild is winning. There's no gang up on one guild, boom. Like, there's no things like that in a 1v1. It's all fair. And that's how it should be. It should be more fair. That's the whole point. At the end of the day, for every content to be as fair as possible. Now, with RNG in this game being like one of the biggest parts, it's never going to be ultimately fair. But they should do what they can do to make it more fair, which are the things I just mentioned for Siege and RTA, because those things would literally just make the content more fair. There's other things about Siege, like some big changes that they could make, which they should make. It's like limitation of dupes, limitation of rune changing, stuff like that. Some changes about it, right? It could be limiting dupes completely. It could be limiting rune changes completely. It could be to some extent, I'm not sure. You know, but if they never make those changes, if they never attempt to make those changes, the content will be stale. On top of that, to go back to the balancing issues, when it comes to Siege, you guys know they just buff offense, nerf defense. Defenses are already shit, they keep nerfing them. Offenses are already OP, they keep buffing them. it's just so many wrong decisions, man, and it's crazy to even like think about it, right? It's I don't know, but yeah, definitely. Hopefully, Come to Us does some big changes this year, because this is the 10th anniversary of the game. I want to take this game I want to see them take this game serious, right? Like, I want to just see them show that they care and show that they listen. Because after 10 years, no major changes to RTA and Siege, it's like there have been some changes, but some of these obvious things that we should have that are already not in these contents, it's crazy to me. Also, we did make it to Siege tournament. We are fighting Aspen in the first round. Good luck to them. Hopefully we're gonna win, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Let me know what you guys think about these changes, and let me know what you guys think about Come to Us just being ballsy enough to make changes, because I don't think they are, you know. Well, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.